Have you ever heard of a phrase people like using, that opposite attract? What do you think about it? Does it apply to you? Ever heard or seen an introvert attracting an extrovert, a bad boy attracting a good girl, a light skin attracting a dark one? What do you think about that law? Does it apply to you? Wow. Do you believe it by day yourself? Take a minute, think about it. Well, today is that day that we are going to talk about it. My name is Rose Mbae. I am a counseling psychologist. I'm a founder of Farm Nest Hub. Now, Farm Nest Hub is basically a counseling firm that believes in the nest. A nest here is the early childhood experience of every person. How firm was that nest growing up? It is responsible for behavior formation. A lot of things happens in that farm, in that nest. So I believe that is why I have Farm Nest Hub, because I believe in that nest. That is how you grow to become the person you are. So today we are discussing a messy versus a perfectionist spouse in a romantic relationship. Now, according to me, I tend to believe more in the law of attraction that says in every person that you attract, there is something unique that you love about the person. At least there's something that you looked at the person, could be a character, there must be something that attracts you to this person. I totally don't believe that you could really get attracted by something that you don't like. So, according to me, that law of attraction applies better. And so, when you talk about it, it is said that similar things attract each other. That similarity is what made you become closer to the person, you fell in love, and you married. Unlike something that the person didn't have. However, as you receive that rose flower, it has some thorns. So I tend to think we get attracted by this beauty called a similarity, but when the person comes closer, you start noticing some thorns. You start noticing something that you don't like about the person. You start noticing the differences because you're living with this person. Now, is it fair to call this person a messy or a perfectionist just because you are getting closer to each other, you're getting to know each other? I think it's high time we reevaluate whatever we call messiness and perfectionism. Now, as we discuss this, I want us, first of all, to examine all other factors like narcissistic disorders and many other things that may come into play to make this relationship become messy. I want to base it purely under a personality. My argument will come from a personality. Now, what we call personality? Personality is a pattern of behavior and characteristic that can help predict or explain why a person behave the way they do. Remember, as I had mentioned, growing up, you are growing up and you adopt into a specific behavior. Now, there is nothing else that you know because this is how you grew up and you are brought up. Now, the key influencer of behaviors or personality is our culture, our norms, our environment, and our experiences. They help shape. Actually, the research has it that it is a key determinant of someone's personality. As we discuss this, I want us to relate the two. Growing up, young man growing up in a village where they know and believe that all the mess in the house is sorted by women. So I'll eat, yes, the house could be a bit messy, yes, but I'm not supposed to touch this because according to our culture, women are supposed to undo the messes. According to our culture, I'm not supposed to clean utensils. According to our culture, I'm not supposed, as a man, I'm not supposed even to organize anything. And so this person is born and brought up in that culture, goes to campus and eventually lives alone. They go and get their own home. Now, how do we expect that young man who has never done any of these chores to be an organized person? So they're looking forward the day they get married, and the day they get married, they remember growing up, this is how things are. I'm supposed to mess, and my spouse should come and clear the mess. That is just one of the examples. There are other people who are born and brought up, and there's a way they have been taught life should be. Life is orderly. If you want to meet me, you book an appointment, and I need to give you an appointment. When you go to the house, you need to remove your shoes and put it in the right place. When you eat, you need to take the plate to the sink. Either you are a man or a woman. So this person grows up in this extreme, eventually meets this other person who knows just someone who does a different work altogether, and they meet together. Now remember, what attracted them is nothing to do with your daily chores, because anyway you're not living together. You meet in town, especially in the urban setting. You meet that girl with the whole makeup. You don't know how her bedroom looks like. You meet that young man driving his car, working in the office, taking coffee. You don't know how life is until you get to live together. That's why if you want to know someone's behavior, the people who know someone's behaviors are people in a relationship reveals the real person. Your personality is exposed the more you live together. So don't forget where you are coming from. Don't forget that you got to love this person, because maybe he is a God-fearing man. Maybe you liked the way his reasons. Maybe you like the way he does his stuff. But now living together, you behave like what we said in the beginning. You come with a rose flower. You like the red one. You celebrate. But because you had not gotten it into your hand, once you hold it, you realize it is prinking. It has some thorns. And so what happens? You start complaining about the thorns. So that was like a problem. Now let's go to the real life. Now when you get married, there's a way a perfectionist behaves. Some of the characteristics of the perfectionist is like they are very orderly. They hate it when you keep two shoes apart. Put the shoes together. They should actually have a certain direction. You should actually clean their clothes in a specific way. You should hang them in a specific way. You should use the toothpaste from one direction, facing wherever. Please don't keep that toothpaste looking right or left. And that person, they want to get married. Of course, they'll attract someone, and chances are, maybe the person that you're attracting is now the extreme. Now the extremes, they are like, as long as toothpaste finds its way out, do I need whatever I keep? It's none of your business. As long as by the time you want to go out of the house, the clothes shall be clean and ironed, leave the rest to me. But you, on your way out, you don't want to imagine that your outfit is somewhere that it should not be. Now, that one brings an extreme fight. For a perfectionist, again, they can be moody because they have a very high expectation on every human being. A perfectionist wants things to be done in the right way. And remember, as we talk about the right way, I want to challenge you as a perfectionist. The right way according to whom? We talk about experiences growing up. There is what we see, observe growing up, how we saw our parents behave. We take part of it. Our experiences as well, they form all this personality. And so it forms something we call a worldview. According to me, my worldview says this should be done in this 1, 2, 3. But remember, it is not the right way. It is according to me. So I want to challenge every perfectionist in the house. Please give a room for some messiness, because you have a very high expectations that things should be done your way. And so because things will never be done your way forever, you get very frustrated. And so you become very moody. Some of the characteristics of some perfectionists is that you become very moody, very angry, very reserved, and you can overwork. A perfectionist will walk into the house and realize the house is not as clean as I want. Being a man or a woman will take the mop and wipe the whole house again. So you tend up to get very tired. A perfectionist in the house, again, you make a meal, but there's a way they like their meals being arranged. You know, you don't just mix everything together. You just cook this, and the way you put the portion wise, the way you present, there is a way they want. They have a very unrealistic life. So my plea to you perfectionists, get to know, by the way, there is no perfect personality. All personality are meant for people to interact with each other. And can you imagine a world without perfectionists? It will be messy. That's why we like perfectionists. However, in a romantic relationship, always remember that this is a person that her worldview or his worldview is different. Now, for the sanguine, they can be messy. A sanguine will use every plate in the house and say, bora kuna plates, bora we have things, I mean, let me use all the plates and all the cutlery, and then I'll have a day to clean. Given a chance, a sanguine would actually dress all the clothes until the last one. And they are very spontaneous, they are not orderly, kabisa. So what we are saying is, moving forward, how should people live when you have a messy and a perfectionist? Messy means I am an outgoing person, I'm all over. I mean, I'm not that person who, order is not a priority. Anyway, what do we need order? We only live once. I mean, we just need a happy and cool life. How are we supposed to do? One, I have some few points. One, I want you to concentrate on what attracted you to this person. What you liked about this person. It will help you minimize the few messes that they are doing. It will help you to accommodate the person without feeling like you are, without making it personal. If you concentrate with that law of attraction saying, there is what I like about this man. I like his reasoning. I like the fact that he's a brainy. I like the fact that he's really supports me in whatever I do. So this is what I love about him. I will not concentrate on whatever else that is happening. I will listen to him, try to be whatever he wants to, because you cannot change a personality. But then when you concentrate with the bigger part, which is a good person, you are able to work the rest with grace. Number two, you need to have skills to navigate the thorns. Remember what we talked about thorns in a rose flower? Yes. Those are things that you cannot ignore, because by and by, they can prick you. Now, if you are a perfectionist and you walk in the house and find a messy house, honestly, it will not be business as usual. So you need to know, how do I deal with these things that keeps on pricking in this beautiful woman or in this handsome man? Have the skills. Maybe, how do I address my dysfunction? How do I address what I don't like? It is the how that makes this person love you more and understand you more. It is the how that will make this person feel I am loved, but my partner just wants to see a different person. That is number two. Number three, being open in your conversation and ready to know that I am not a perfect person. I am in someone else's life. Accommodating each other. Open mind and accommodate each other. When your partner walks in the house and says, honestly, I feel a bit disoriented when I find things all scattered all over, or when you don't organize the wardrobe. I don't know where to pick whatever I need in this wardrobe. Please don't say, that's me. Just, no. It's listen with understanding. Get to know his concern or her concern. But then, come up with a way. Because you need to get from their messiness and the other person from the perfectionist and strike a balance. Express yourself with the time. Now, when a partner expresses themselves, please listen, active listening. Listen to understand. Listen to hear them out. Don't listen to defend yourself. Don't say, shida iko wapi? What's the problem with the toothpaste? See, whatever the content will be there by the end of the day, we'll be done with it. No. Please get to know there's a specific way they want things done. Tomorrow, if they correct, go and correct. With the time, things can change. We are not saying you change everything to fit your partner, but we are saying try to have a balance in all. The other point is there is no perfect personality. So everyone should live whatever they are, wherever they are, to come and meet their partner. Never stand and chest yourself and say, my perfectionism is the best. You are messy. No. When you point, remember, you also have weakness. So, knowing that there is no perfect personality, have ways of coexisting. How do you go about it? It's always good to let your partner, maybe allow me to mention 1 or 2 things that you need to do. How do we engage in this conversation? You start with I, owning up. The feelings. I feel disoriented each time I walk through the house and I find the room messy. How should we do? How do we do to make sure at least both of us, no one struggles to get whatever we need in the house? So that will make you at least have a way of reflecting on what your partner is saying and owning up and saying, wow, I hear you. I really try to work towards perfectionism. And for the perfection person, I'll really try to work towards where you are so that we strike a balance. And as I always say, it's good to know there is no perfect personality. God gave us this uniqueness for us to be able to complement each other, not to fight each other. But beneath every rose, there are thorns. How are you navigating the thorns? Are you taking thorns as a weapon to fight your spouse? Or are you taking thorns as a way of protecting the beautiful thing that your partner has? Looking forward for more of this conversation. My name is again Rose Bae from Farm Nest Hub with Rose Bae. In all my social media handles, Farm Nest Hub with Rose Bae. And you see my contact, my email address, and then we meet to interact later. Thank you so much for your time. Looking forward, and remember, get the skills. There is rose flower, it's beautiful. Beneath every rose, there are thorns. See you, and thank you for your time.